so tell me about yourself. That was uncomfortable, right? So today we are talking about how to talk about yourself as an actor. I'm Coach Leah with the Actor Scene. Let's dive right in. So even if you've been acting for a long time, these types of questions can make us really uncomfortable. As actors, we are used to being a different person. We are used to having a script in front of us and we know what comes next. But when casting directors throw these questions at us, like, tell us about yourself, how do you connect to this material? Tell us some of your hobbies outside of acting. These things can really throw us off and give us that deer in the headlights feeling. But let's talk about why casting is asking these types of questions. So first and foremost, casting directors want to get to know you. A lot of times an audition doesn't only come down to how good were you in the role, it also comes down to how personable were you, how friendly were you in the audition room. These days, we don't really have the audition room. A lot of it is on tape. That's why casting directors have been asking more and more for these types of interview style videos in addition to your audition tape. Think about any other job interview. They not only want to know that you're skilled, but they want to know that you're someone that they want to work with for a long period of time. If you're auditioning for a TV show, a lot of times those can span several months. So they want to know more about you as a person so that they know if you are someone that would mesh with the rest of the cast. So now that we know why casting is asking these questions and what they're looking for, let's talk a little bit about how to answer these questions. I like to think of myself as being totally separate from my acting reel and resume when I'm answering this question. I know that feels a little scary, but they can look at your reel, they can look at your resume to see all the other cool acting things that you've done. This is your chance to talk about who you are outside of acting. I like to break it down into 3 different fun facts or hobbies or interests that I might have and tell them just a little bit about fact 1 and 2, maybe that I have a cat and what her name is and how cool and adorable she is. Maybe that I love to sing and that I'm a huge musical theater nerd. And then for my 3rd fact, whatever it is, I like to wrap that up with a little funny story or an anecdote to really show off your personality there at the end. Now this isn't a list, this isn't, some sort of quiz where you have a right or wrong answer. This is really just giving you the opportunity to show your personality through these interesting facts or hobbies or interests that you might have. This is the time to be unique, so don't talk about your acting experience, don't talk about the fancy acting school you went to, because they're gonna hear that over and over and over again. This is the time to show off maybe your weird side, show off these unique talents or hobbies that you have. If you're super into horseback riding or super into Dungeons and Dragons, show that off in this video. Nothing is too weird. So just like the rest of your audition, make sure that you are adhering to the instructions from the casting director. They probably are gonna put a time limit on this video, so if it's 30 seconds, keep it at 30 seconds or less. If it's 60 seconds, same thing, do not max out that time limit. And make sure you're labeling it correctly, all of those usual things. So I want to emphasize the fact that this video should feel authentic and real. Essentially, casting is trying to recreate the idea of meeting you in person for the first time. So as much as it's tempting to script it out and write it out and rehearse it over and over and over again, that's actually going to make you come off as stiff and robotic and over-rehearsed. So instead, just come up with those couple of bullet points, like I said, 2 or 3 things you want to talk about, and then just talk to the camera like it's a lifelong friend. Now let's look at an example of a Tell Me About Yourself video that I might do. Hey there, my name's Leah. So a couple of things you might want to know about me. Number 1 is that I am obsessed with my cat. Her name is Zelda, not named after the video game, but actually after Zelda Fitzgerald, F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife, my favorite author. Number 2 would be that I love to sing, specifically musical theater, which usually alienates some people, but I am always loud enough for everybody. My favorite musical is probably Phantom of the Opera, but it kind of changes daily. Number 3 might be something that you've seen throughout this video, which is that I'm recently engaged. My fiance proposed to me on a 1920s train ride in Chattanooga, and it was so much fun. So there's a little bit about me, and I hope to be able to talk to you soon. Thanks. So now we've sort of debunked the mystery of why casting is asking these questions and how to answer them. Thank you so much, and I hope this helped. And again, remember, if you ever need any help with audition taping or just have questions, you can always book a private lesson or an audition taping with us at the Actor Scene. Thanks so much.